Well, I thought our ball movement was terrific. 29 assists for the game. Obviously, it helps when you make shots, but we did a pretty good job of just finding the next action. We didn't get caught too often stagnating or ball watching. We kept energy in it. I thought it was great, just spatially. Gave our guys some room to play. And I got to give our guys a lot of credit. AG stepped up, Cassius, out there, made plays beyond the usuals. It was really good to see. TB was good. Obviously Kuz has a triple-double, but we had 29 assists. I think 8 guys had at least 1 assist, and I had 7 guys in double figures. So by all accounts, it's a big-time team win.
What did you see from the players who kind of had to take on a larger role tonight after all the changes?
Well, I mean, it's unusual. I don't think, maybe unusual for the duration at which they had to do that, but we've seen Denny initiate offense. We've seen Kyle do it. So that part I was pretty comfortable with. And I think they've done it at times this season. So there's a certain feel and comfort level with it, and I thought they did continue to do a good job with it.
You talked before the game about, needing it, not asking one person to do it. It's got to be a team. And that's exactly what you got tonight. Even though the makeup will look a little bit different when the new guys get here, is this a game that you can use as an example of saying, hey, this is how we need to be the rest of the way out?
Sure. I mean, that was, kind of the crux of, what we talked about pregame and, right after. It's a good example of that. Win or lose, we invested in the process. And if we can continue to play close to this, and I'm not saying necessarily the 29 assists, but continue with the ball move, we're going to continue to make open shots. But play for each other. And that was the messaging. Regardless, offense, defense, do something for someone else in this locker room. And I thought tonight we did that.
Wes, I know you've had a million things in your mind, most particularly this game, but how do you intend to incorporate Porzingis?
It's going to be a work in progress. I mean, his skill set is unique. His ability to stretch the defense, play off the bounce, his length and size. I think he gives you another rim protector. But he's going to be a nightmare for traditional bigs. He's been that his whole career. So I think it fits well. I think it's going to also open up the floor and allow us to play in space. It's a very unique dynamic. So it's exciting, to get a guy like that in the fold.
To ask you to project even further out, so it's almost a ridiculous question. How could he and Brad how would he and Brad complement each other?
Well, you know what, I think the two of those guys playing, two-man game it's going to be a nightmare. Both guys can shoot with range. Both guys can play off the bounce. Both guys can handle in certain situations. So it's a very unique pairing. I'm not going to compare it to 2 guys I used to work with, but it's pretty close.
Wes, early on you talked about you would rather have efficiency over pace. Well, Ish Smith is all about pace. Yeah. How does he kind of fit in your scheme of offense?
Well, the good thing is I've coached Ish on 2 other occasions, so I have a very good feel for him, good familiarity. And I think sometimes what gets lost, you say, all right, well, the efficiency part, pace is fine, but there has to be accountability in that. We got to make sure there's ball security. We got to make sure we're organized offensively. We're spatially organized. And, sometimes when you run the ball up the floor, guys aren't in the right spots. Usually those possessions that start bad end bad. So it's great that, we can initiate, and get our offense going first 4 or 5 seconds of the clock. That's good. Obviously, after a miss, let's push, let's play. I think that's, defend the run is a great thing. But, staying organized, I think that helps lead to your efficiency.
Does his ability to push pace kind of open up things for a guy like Gaff that hasn't had as many rim runs or catching stuff off a lob that can kind of get his offense going also?
Sure. I mean, I think it's going to help everybody. TB runs the floor exceptionally well. Gaff does a good job with it. In pick and rolls, he's going to put a lot of pressure on bigs. They're going to make a decision of trying to keep him in front or make their way back to, those guys on the rim. I think it's also going to open up the floor for our shooters. As he attacks and gets his feet in the paint, he's going to collapse the defense. So all those things I think are good aspects for us, and it generates the types of shots we've talked about.
What have you been told about when Kristaps Porzingis could be available since he's missed the last 5 games?
I'm not exactly sure of availability. I believe those guys will be in town tomorrow. They have to go through the physicals and that process, but I really don't know as far as when he'll see the court.
And what do you think you're getting in Vernon Carey?
Another young, big, and talented. He's got a really good feel, good set of skills. I think he's underrated in that area. He's got soft touch. He's a big kid, obviously still young, still figuring it out, but he's another guy that puts a lot of pressure on the rim. I think another guy you can play through, whether it's in the high post and or down low. I think his size will help protect the rim. But the combination of the bigs that we have, I'm really excited to have a young core of bigs that we can kind of mold and can come up with us and see how it works out.
What did you think of Rui's performance at the 5 today?
I thought it was good. It's tough. We have him at 5 on defense and 4 on offense. We're cross-matched quite a bit, but I thought it did a great job. It's not easy because, we're trying to blitz Kyrie, who's a heck of a player. He's going to put a lot of pressure on you. He's going to press your feet, try to split and beat you to the outside. At times we switched, and played one-on-one. So his ability to, kind of once again, take what we're trying to do in a timeout or into the quarter and apply it on the floor. To see that in real time is, I think, a huge step for us.
He didn't play all that much down the stretch. Was that just to give AG time, or?
No, it was just more, I thought AG spatially was doing some good things. Really nothing more than I liked what AG was doing out there.
Spencer's tenure here started with such high expectations. Why didn't those expectations come true?
It's a good question. It's something that we've kind of talked about. We've been trying to figure out for quite some time. He's a dynamic player, and he had a lot of good moments. We just tried to, get him going and keep him aggressive. And when he did that, I thought he was tough to. It was tough to keep guys in front, and his ability to get downhill, attack the paint, it opened the floor up for us early, and everyone benefited from that. So it's one of those things that you could say it didn't work, and when you look back, the number of games that Brad missed, he missed due to back-to-backs, injuries, and COVID. We've played 50 plus games. I would probably say combined unit, that starting unit probably saw less than 35 of those. So still not a huge sample. I think, the moves we made today are positive. They help bolster what we have. And hopefully, it works out for Spencer. Trez as well. We want to wish them well. They did a lot of good things for us. So I think that's important to keep that in perspective. This is a tough day for everybody. And it's not just us and it's not just the players, but, everyone's affected by that. And it's part of the business. So, you wish them well, we move on and hope for the best.
Neil.
Hey, Coach, I know you might say it's, a better question for the players, but could you just sense that, after the deadline passed, there was just a certain sense of calm among the players that were still left, and they were just kind of able to go and play basketball freely?
Yeah, I think to some extent, and not unique to just us, probably every team, there's that sense of relief for some guys who've heard their name in a lot of chatter. And that's the hard part during this stretch of you gear up to this day. There's a lot of outside noise. And how do you channel that? How do you focus? Keep your mind on the task at hand. It's difficult. So yeah, maybe it is that. But you got to get through that. We all know that this day is coming, and the guys that are here are, of course, excited to continue to be part of what we're building and want to move forward.
Thanks, Coach.
Wayne.
Hey, Coach. First, just wanted to get your thoughts on Cassius Winston today. He's been getting very confident, watching with the go-go. He's making great passes on the floor. Just what were your thoughts today from Cassius?
Well, I thought he was terrific. He really played with some poise, and I know he hasn't had a ton of opportunity to, play this season, due to injuries and what have you. But he did a great job keeping us organized, staying in attack mode, picking his spots, when to be aggressive. But I thought he did a great job of just maintaining his poise, not getting too rattled. It's a good sign to see.
Lastly, Coach, like you said today, it was a tough day, but what were some of the positives of this game you were really proud of?
Well, like I said, at the beginning, it was a collective effort. Our ball movement, the assist numbers, I thought was great. It's tough when you don't have your full complement. When these type of changes happen quickly, you're trying to do it piecemeal. And, to see guys fill the gaps and play together was terrific.
How you, Coach?
Last question to Ken.
Yeah, Coach, that 31-19 third quarter, what was the message during halftime to be able to come out strong like that in the second half?
Well, it was just to continue to move the ball and play the right way, honestly. And the onus was the first 5 minutes. Let's not have a situation where we think we can ease our way back into the game. And we didn't. I think we continue to keep pressure on them, play with great pace. Once again, the ball movement, I thought, helped not only our shot selection, but it helped our defense. We were very aggressive, in that third quarter, and it went our way.
That's good.
All right, Coach, that's it. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Why don't we just start with the third quarter seemed like it made a big difference for you guys. What was working for you?
We knew just coming out of halftime, we knew exactly what the game plan was, which was try to get the ball out of Kyrie's hand as much as possible, and just get stops. No matter how we got them, get stops. And our game plan tonight just worked. We did it with a lot of effort, and even though we made a lot of mistakes, but we did it with effort, and it canceled out the mistakes that we made. So, pretty impressed about how we did tonight.
What's your reaction to all the changes that the organization made today, the guys that left and the players you brought in?
It was a quick move. I got woken up out of my nap from my wife, just hearing it from her. But I have no control over that. So I don't even know what to say about it. It's business, I would say. Even my name was in that type of trade talk. So pretty much used to it. So it's like I've been in trade talk almost every year. But the change we did make and the people that we did are getting, I feel like it's going to be another level of just hard work. The guys, Ish Smith that's coming back. I played with Ish in Detroit. Porzingis, forget the other guy we having. But them guys are veteran guys, and they know how to play, and they want to win. So, that was a great pickup.
Just mentioned Porzingis. Him better than we do. What does he bring?
Appreciate it.
What does he bring to this team?
I feel like that the inside presence that we need. We got bigs right now that can just screen roll, block shots, get rebounds, get us the 2 points that we need in the paint. But Porzingis added a different element. He pop rolls. He can play in the post on mismatches. And plus he's 6'11", 7 foot. Who's 7'3", so then there's a mismatch everywhere. So and that's good for us. Just to have somebody down on the block that's present. And that's going to take up a lot of attention.
Basically, you've been in this league a long time, so you know about trades that you said before. But why did this not work for a team that started 10-3 and tops in the East? So many guys have kind of sat at this podium and talked about the things that were going on, but from your perspective, why did it not work?
I would say, we all wasn't on the same page. You know, everybody had their own agendas, you know, how they wanted to attack this year of them playing. You know, a lot of guys was fighting for minutes. You know, a lot of guys, you know, was complaining about minutes, not getting the ball, not touching it. You know, a lot of things was going into, you know, the reason why we started 10-3, you know, which was great. No one had no agendas. We just wanted to come in, you know, win. Everybody was new. You know, we was getting to know each other, so we wanted to come in and win. But once everybody started getting comfortable, I feel like a lot of, you know, agendas and I would say egos, you know, took over of the goal that we wanted.
Tell me about the joy. It seemed like you guys played with
It was good. You know, before we even came out to start the game, you know, just in the huddle, I could just sense, you know, everybody had a different vibe. You know, like the energy or like whatever it was, their horror or whatever it was. You know, it was just different. You know, I could feel it. Everybody was antsy. You know, they were just ready. You know, and that's what we needed. You know, we want everybody to be ready, but no agendas. There's one agenda out there, and that's to get the win. You know, no matter how we get it, you know, just get the dub. You know, and Wes said it before we come out at the film. Like, don't care what you do, but do something for somebody else out there. You know what I'm saying? And we did that tonight, which I'm very proud.
Obviously, the group will be different moving forward, but can you take what you guys did tonight, playing as a team, all the things that you just said, can you build off that and use that going forward?
Yeah, that's what we want to build off of. You know, the energy we had tonight, you know, just the togetherness that we had, you know, playing for each other, you know, no matter what it was, being positive, like when people do mess up, not so much negative. Also, Wes said, you know, Coach Wes said, you know, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You know, be positive with your teammates, you know, uplift them, you know, so don't bring them down. And I feel like that's going to be a big key, you know, to keeping this consistent and going. Like, just keep everybody uplifted, even when somebody's having a bad game. You know, just keep them going. You know, we got to continue to do that. Stay within each other. Yeah, this the Hooper right here. This the one that got his buckets. Yeah. Yeah. You made your first buckets, man. I post you. No, I ain't want to miss your first game.
It's not actually my first game.
Oh, first game for daddy.
Ken.
Hey, KCP, what's the difference between the trade deadline here in DC versus the trade deadline in LA and even in Detroit?
I don't think it was any different. For me, it wasn't any different. You know, I didn't hear my name in any trade talks in Detroit. They just traded me. They withdraw my qualifying offer. LA, I feel like it was every year. You know, I was in a trade talk, even though it probably wasn't going to happen, but it was there. Some of it affected me because, you know, I kept going through it, but eventually I kind of like just, you know, had people around me, you know, to keep me sane. My family pretty much take my mind off the trade talks, and me just like not really worried about it. You know, if it happened, it happens. You know what I'm saying? I just take it as this business, you know, and business will always happen. So, but it's been, for me, it just, you know, it's normal. You know, things happen.
Yeah, you had the same trade path as Kuz, and he had a triple double today. Did you feel that same release of like, you know, tenseness, of stress in Kuz's game today?
Yeah, that's why, like, when I said it earlier, you know, before we came out and run on the court, the vibe was just different from everybody. You know, even just walking into the locker room before the game, you know, smiles, you know, everybody just up, jolly. And I just could feel that the vibe was just different. You know, everybody was, you know, wanted something for the next person, and that's the key thing that Wes said in pregame. You know, do something for somebody else, and I think everybody out tonight, you know, wanted to do something for the next person.
Neil?
Hey, KCP, I'm wondering, just besides just playing against them over the last few years, do you have any kind of known relationship with either Kristaps or Ish?
Ish, yeah, Ish pretty good, close friend. You know, playing with him, playing against him. You know, we always been close. For Zingas, I know him. You know, we speak, you know, casually when we do play against each other. But that's about it with Porzingis. But you know, I love that he's coming here. Get to know him a little more on and off the court. So I feel like it's gonna be good.
And I don't think we've had a chance to talk to you since, you know, Brad had the unfortunate news that he would have to undergo surgery. I guess, what were your initial thoughts on that? And have you been able to reach out to him, you know, since he's been able to get the surgery?
I haven't talked to him since he's had the surgery. I figured he would be either asleep or, you know, unconscious. So I haven't talked to him, but talked to him before he had the surgery. You know, I didn't really know it was going to happen that quick. But we, you know, decision that he made, you know, I'm just going to be there to support him.
Thanks, KCP.
Thank you.
All right, we got one guest question here for Kenzo.
Oh, hi, Kenzo. You look so nice up there. I have a question for you.
Okay.
You know what that is?
I just want to ask you, would you be able to make those crunch time free throws that Dabby made tonight to seal the deal on the win tonight? Do you think you're capable of doing that?
Maybe.
No, there's no maybe. Yes.
Yes.
Tell mommy yes. You know that's mommy, right? You don't know your mama's voice? Yeah, that's mommy asked you that question.
Do you think you could do that, Kenzo?
His answer was yes. You know, he's clutch, you know, just like his daddy. He said he's ready. He's just a little shy. You know, his first time in front of the camera.
I'm not shy.
Oh, well, damn, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Say it with your chest, baby. You could do it.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Come on. I know.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank y'all so much.
I'm not shy. That was not my first time on camera.
So we've got a lot to ask you about, but have to start with your first triple double. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
What helped you get your first triple double tonight?
Teammates made shots. That's the biggest thing. But no, all jokes aside, I know we got a lot of guys out right now, and kind of understanding, from a defensive perspective, opposite team, I have eyes. So, just trying to make the right play. And when I draw a two, someone's open, just making the right basketball play, try to make it every time down the floor. And it helped us, generate good offense. We had a lot of assists tonight, a lot of great ball movement, the ball didn't stick, and it just felt good out there. So.
Speaking of your teammates, is Corey Kisper back on your good side now?
Yeah, he hit a couple, right? Yeah, he hit a couple. So yeah, appreciate it, Corey.
Kyle, what's your sense of Porzingis and what he could bring to this group?
I like KP a lot. As soon as the trade went down, I got on the phone with him, and he's super excited. It's a great opportunity for him. I know he's ready, very excited. And he's got a lot to prove too. So, obviously, I think a lot of times in the past, I know playing him, they usually put 4 men on him, and good luck guarding us if I got 5s on me. So, I think it's phenomenal. I think it's great. If we can allow him to stay healthy and get him touches, it'd be great for us.
KCP just said the vibe was different tonight. Did you get that sense before you
Yeah, for sure. We've been through a lot this year. A lot of things have transpired, and our main message prior to the game was, hey, man, we got 30 games left. It just all depends on us how we want to finish this season. We can continue to dwell and point fingers, or we can just come together and play free and have a lot of fun out there. And as you guys all saw, we had a lot of fun out there and playing for one another. Ball movement was great. Talking defensively, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Ish Smith is a guy that brings a lot of pace to the game.
Yes, a lot.
But you will see that kind of helping the group kind of get out of the stagnation of half-court offense sometimes.
Oh, 1000%. Obviously I've been in this league a little bit, so familiar with Ish's game. I know he loves to push the pace, and he's one of the quickest point guards, in the league. That's always been his rep. So, his ability to get in the paint, touch the paint, spray out, a lot of open looks. And he's a traditional pass first point guard. He's someone that really looks to get other guys open, get other guys touches, and can't disrespect him either. He can get down, he can twist you. He has a nice little mid-range too. So I'm very excited to play with him as well. So
Something I've noticed recently about you, it doesn't seem you go out for pregame introductions. You kind of hang out in the tunnel. Why is that part of your routine?
I've always done that. I get really nervous before games. It's just natural for me. I've always my entire life. And, past 2 years, I haven't started. So, I've always just been back in the tunnel and just keeping it because that's my everyday routine. And I just try to keep my game days the same. So,
with all the changes on the roster, it might create an opportunity for some of the younger guys that you've talked about kind of mentoring, Denny, Rui, guys like that. What do you think about the opportunity that they now have?
Oh, it was great. I mean, you saw Denny tonight, play phenomenal. He did a great job playing defense. Obviously, that's what he's do. That's his hallmark. And, I think he did a great job just playing simple basketball. He's a very high IQ guy. He makes mistakes, but we all make mistakes. But, when he's out there, he's going to give it his all. And, same thing with Rui. The best thing about that, our situation now, he can find his spots. And, for him, he is someone that is a mid-range player. He does a great job of exploiting mismatches.
You said it. Yeah.
I said it? Okay, cool. Got it. Talking too fast. And, I think it'd be great these next games for him to find a rhythm and find his spots and contribute to winning basketball. So,
Kyle, the team that you guys had up until 2 p.m. today started with so well, 10-3, high expectations, and then seemed to unravel. Why do you think it didn't work out to everyone's hopes?
I don't want to get too much into it, but at the end of the day, we started out really well, and then we just hit a rough patch, and became really separated. If that makes sense. And it was a tough couple months for us, but at the end of the day, that's past us, and all we have is tomorrow. And I'm really excited to go forward with the group that we have and the incoming players that we have as well. So, that's all I can really say. So.
Neil. Hey, Kyle, I'm curious, just what prior relationship have you had with Kristaps before? You don't necessarily see someone, able to just immediately call somebody up as soon as the news breaks and, have a conversation with them. Is that because you guys are, somewhat known to each other?
No, I never talked to him before ever. I just got his number from a friend and just hit him. That's the type of person I am. I'm a very welcoming person from the Midwest. That's just our hospitality. So, obviously I've had a couple teammates that's been his friend, or a couple teammates that's, played with him. And I know the coaching staff, so it was easy to get in contact with him.
Thanks, Kuz. Nice outfit.
And
Hey, Kuz, what was the difference between your headspace today before 3 p.m. versus, previous years in LA before the trade deadline?
Man, I knew I wasn't going nowhere. I tell you that. My first 4 years in the league, I was always in trade talks and trade rumors. That's just how it is in big markets and being an asset. So, I slept well. I knew it was a real anxious time around here. Obviously, being through it and having young guys that have always been in trade talks here in the past couple months, but. I'm just glad it's over. I'm really happy for the guys that are here and, they can really just, ease their mind and just play basketball. That's the most important thing right now. We just want to have fun and just try to collect W's because we haven't had much of that this year.
And also, at the end of the third quarter, you had double-digit points, double-digit rebounds, 9 assists. What was on your mind coming into the fourth with the triple-double watch?
I mean, I knew I had 9, but I was just trying to make the right play, honestly. Really not trying to downplay it, but, I just tried to be aggressive, find open man, and, try to get the win. That was the most important thing. Nobody wants to triple-double when you lose. That sucks.
That's good.
last question to Wayne.
Hey, first off, congrats on the triple-double, Kuz. With a total team win like this, what were you most proud of tonight?
Anthony Gill. That's what I'm most proud of. A guy that never really plays for us. He is the most optimistic, positive person. One of the best teammates I've probably been around. So really, really happy for him. He's a very smart guy, smart player, just does all the dirty work, never complains. And he's a great guy to have around. I was happy for him, having 14 and, making crucial plays for us.
Thanks, Kuz. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Kuz.